Hello everyone, it is Game Day. Welcome back to another video. Now I have just been at the walks to see Kings Lynn Town nil, Curzon Ashton 4, and I said in that video that I'll do this video just to explain what's going wrong. I mean, I say explain what's going wrong, I don't know what's going wrong. It shouldn't be going wrong though. I mean, you look at the squad, okay? I mean, there's players in that squad that were in the team last year. People like Hargreaves and Paul Jones in goal and Coulson at the back, who were in the squad last year that were on a title fight. The players that they've brought in, certainly some of the players they've brought in under the new Singaporean ownership, your Greg Taylor, your Jonathan Margetts, you know, they should be good enough at this level. And overall, the squad should not be losing 4-0 at home. And I don't care if Curzon Ashton are 7th in the league. I don't care. Kings Lynn are a full-time team. Curzon Ashton are part-time. You read the programme notes from Adam Lakeland, who was at Curzon Ashton, of course. Curzon Ashton have one of the smallest budgets in the league. Their smallest budgets, bottom 4 budget and semi-pro. Kings Lynn have probably one of the biggest budgets in the full-time. These two teams should be at the opposite ends of the table. No offence to Curzon Ashton, but they should be where Kings Lynn are in terms of budgets and their professionalism. Kings Lynn should not be this low down. It's just appalling, and you look at the performance like that and you just don't see how it's going to change. So before I carry on this video, I will just say that this is going to be a little bit of a rant video, and it is completely unscripted. It's just my thoughts after watching that shambolic performance really. And yes, this is the morning after the night before, and this is still going to be an unscripted rant video. It's just the clips I did after that last night. I was all over the shop really, and just getting my words all mixed up, and yeah, it was really going on one last night, so I decided to do a few clips this morning so I can get my point across better on, well, what I saw last night really. Now, last time I made a what's happening at Kings Lynn Town video, a lot of it was about the money at the club, and the ownership under Stephen Cleeve. Now, if you've not seen the main game day video at Kings Lynn, I do mention what's happened since then, but a brief update on that. Simple as Kings Lynn have got new investment. It is mentioned a couple times throughout this video as well. Singapore investment from Joseph Puha at Talent Sports Investment. So the money side of the club, it is all good, but the performance last night, that was not so good. But yes, last night it was Kings Lynn Town nil, Curzon Ashton 4. And just before I carry on this video, I want to say full credit to Curzon Ashton. First of all, to the fans, because they were amazing. And I stood next to them in the second half. They sung for pretty much the entire 90 minutes. I know you would if your team's playing well and you're winning 3 or 4-0 away from home. But I'd say about 20 of them probably came down from up north. It was over 3 hours they had to travel back, and it was quite windy conditions. It was a cold night, so credit to the fans. They were amazing. It's fantastic to see support at the non-league level, and credit to the players as well. They were fantastic, fully deserving of no matter how bad Kings Lynn were last night. Curzon Ashton were amazing. Shows what you can do on a small budget, semi-pro as well, as I said. Yeah, they were fantastic. Probably deserve more than 4, to be honest, and well, that says it all really, doesn't it? So, where to start? I mean, I've had the night to mull over what I watch, and do I know what's going wrong? No, I still don't know what's going wrong. I don't know why it's going wrong. As I said, the players are good enough. The manager's good enough. The manager did a good job, a very good job, in fact, at Curzon Ashton, and he should be doing a good job here as well. I think some of it is they've just gotten into this losing mentality and they just can't get out of it. I mean, you see it with teams who struggle. I mean, I've watched Norwich City play in the Premier League twice, and they just get, once you're on a losing run, it's really hard to get out of that, or certainly a winless run. So I think if Kings Lynn could put together a couple of wins in a row, maybe it'll be alright. But the problem is, where are they going to get that couple of wins in a row from? It's all good saying, win a couple and then you start a good run of form, but you've got to start that form somewhere. I just don't see where that's coming from. Now, before tonight's game, I was a big fan of Adam Lakeland. I thought, he's the man. He's a young, ambitious manager. He said in his programme notes, he's come to Kings Lynn because they're a club that matches ambitions. And Kings Lynn are an ambitious club. They're a club who want to be in the National League. They've been in the National League before, and they want to be there again. But this season it's just not going well. But I've always been full support of Adam Lakeland up until last night. And I said it a few times last night, I just don't know what the plan is. Whether it's plan A or if there's a plan B. sometimes I think, oh, they're trying to play the ball about a bit, but particularly in the second half, it was just long balls lumping it into the box, hitting hope, which, hitting the Curzon Ashton fans, maybe that sort of Adam Lakeland's, nothing else has worked, I'm just going to try this now, but it didn't work. And after 20 minutes of the second half of just long balls into the box, you change something, wouldn't you? You'd maybe change the formation or change how you approach it, but no, it was just continued. Long balls into the box. And I don't see any improvement from the team, really, from under Mark Hughes, who started the season. Kingsland were down at the bottom of the table when he joined, and they're still there now. I can't remember the exact position when Hughes left, but it's not much different to what it is now. They're still in the relegation zone. There's been no improvement. And it's not like you can't say, oh, it's not Lakeland's squad, because he's signed a lot of players. Okay, not all of the players are his, but four players that played last night were signed recently under the new Singaporean investment. Just them four, not to mention any other players that were signed under Adam Lakeland. You don't see any player improvements, you don't see any performance improvements. And that, for me, last night was probably the tip of the iceberg. 4-0 at home. I don't care who's it's against. It could be bottom of the league, could be top of the league. 4-0 at home is just not good enough. And for the first time last night, all season, I've said, I think Kingsland are good enough to stay up. I think they're good enough to stay up. I think they will. They'll put a couple of wins together and they will stay up. But for the first time last night, I truly believed, and I said to myself, do you know what? I think this Kingsland team will get relegated. And I hate to think that, because they're a Norfolk club. I love my Norfolk football. I'm from Norfolk. I try to support as many Norfolk teams as I want. I want to try watch more Norfolk football in the second half of this season. Like tonight, I'm going to watch Great Yarmouth Town. See that here on game day. I want to see Norfolk clubs do well, but I don't never want a Norfolk club to get relegated. But I just look at Kingsland and think, how can this team stay up? They just can't, can they? They're just not good enough to stay up. And unfortunately, I think they're going to get relegated. Another thing that is worth mentioning as well is the crowd. And I'm not having to go at anyone in the crowd, because I don't want you to say, oh, I'm blaming the fans for anything. But the crowd last night was 675. Now, if you're an outsider, you may think, sort of the league average, I suppose. But for Kingsland, that's low. That's low. If you look at this time last year, they were getting at least 1,000. I had a look, and they played Peterborough Sports. I think they got 1-3. They played Bradford Park Avenue and got nearly 1,000. But second half of the season, they were averaging easily over 1,000. They were getting 1-2, 1-3, 1-5. They were getting 2,000 towards the end of the season. And the crowds are just getting less and less at Kingsland. And I reckon by the end of the season, we were looking at 500, which is just not at all good for the club, because it's less money they're getting in. I know they've got the new investment, so does that matter as much? Well, yes, it does. So clubs still need to make money, and you make money by having fans come through them turnstiles. But is it the fans' fault? No, it's not. If the football's not good enough, why are you going to turn up and pay ticket prices at Kingsland, as I said before, and not the cheapest? Fans will still turn up, and I'll still go to Kingsland games here and there, but if the football's not good enough, you're not going to spend that money. And it's not about not wanting to support your football club. It's about, well, why am I going to spend all that money, put my effort in to turn up and spend the money, instead of see the players not put the effort in. And that's another bugbear I've got with last night. They didn't put 100% effort in. Some of the players, and probably all players at certain stages, but some of the players in particular, didn't put the effort in. I was shouting at some points, at least, try look like you're bothered. But they're just not bothered. I don't think they are. I think they've turned up, they'll get the paycheck, and then when Kingsland get relegated to the season, probably 75% of them will go and just get another Tier 6 club, because they don't really care. And that's the simple of it. That could be, perhaps that's the reason why it's not going well for Kingsland, is the players at the club who just do not care. So my final thoughts then on what is happening at Kingsland Town then, and listen, it is sad what is going on. It pains me to have to make these sort of videos where I'm about Kingsland, because if I was doing this time last year, I'd be saying, what a fantastic team they are, the football they're playing, how they're looking really good at promotion to the National League. Obviously, did just miss out on that last year. How the crowd's getting bigger, and just a positive atmosphere at the club. And you know, years a long time in football. And the atmosphere at the club, you know, it had a little bit of a boost when the Singaporean investment came in, but the results now need to change on the pitch, and if they don't change, the crowds are going to continue to go down, and the morale around the club will also continue to go down. Listen, it's going to be a big task for Adam Lakeland and the players for them to stay in the league. Adam Lakeland said it's going to be the biggest achievement of his career if he can keep Kings Lynn in the 6th tier. Do I think he'll do it? I can only go off what I've seen in front of my own eyes, and particularly what I saw last night versus Curzon Ashton. I just don't think he can. I just don't think he can keep Kings Lynn up, to be honest. It pains me to say that, but I do just think Kings Lynn, the way they are going now, are going to get relegated at the end of the season. So we have come to the end of another video here on Game Day. If you enjoyed this one, please don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below to let me know how your club is getting on this season, whether you're at the top or the bottom of the league. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.